I want to talk a little bit about how opera got started, why it got started. Who on earth came up with this crazy idea of telling a story through singing? So it all starts in Italy. This handy-dandy painting up here is the only surviving painting that we have of a gentleman named Jacopo Peri. And he is the composer of the very first opera. And Peri was a member of a group known as the Florentine Camerata, which kind of sounds like a photography club, but it was not. There was a group of intellectuals in Florence in the mid and late Renaissance period. And if you were going to be somewhere in the Renaissance, it was Florence, right? That's where everything was going on and all these exciting things were happening. The Florentine Camerata were made up of scientists, doctors, musicians, artists, poets, who all loved the arts, especially music. And they were constant. They had meetings every week at one another's houses to discuss the current state of music and how they could take it to the next level and how they could make it a more powerful experience that could reach out to more and more people. And like their contemporaries in the art world, in literature, where did they look for influence? Well, they looked to the ancient Greeks. Because remember, in the Renaissance, the ancient Greeks were looked at as the pinnacle of human society, and that's where we peaked, and then we kind of just went from there. So they started to research and investigate the Greek idea about music and how it was used. And what's interesting is the concept that they came up with was actually wrong, but it's kind of a good thing because we wouldn't have had opera if it was wrong, if they knew it was wrong. But what they thought had happened was that the ancient Greeks, with their Greek tragedies and their Greek plays, that the lines were sung instead of spoken, and that they used music to heighten the emotional intensity of what was being said. And this is a concept that we completely take for granted nowadays because we are bombarded with it all the time. Can you imagine watching a TV commercial without music? Right? Can you imagine watching the movie Jaws without the movie score? Right? The music, it wouldn't be nearly as scary, right? Not even close. The music is there to tweak your emotional reaction, right? The music is there to turn on that part of you that is human that responds emotionally to things. And what the Greeks understood very clearly was that music has the power to influence one's state of mind and one's emotional state, and to do so very quickly and very powerfully. And they used that. And the Florentine Camerata thought, this is really interesting. I think we're on to something. And this is how they came up with the concept of opera.